Hello, hello, beautiful people. How are you? It's so good to be here live with you again. I am having so much fun doing this live coaching series to help you reprogram your subconscious mind and ultimately create a quantum shift in your life and your business and your relationships. If you are just joining us, hello, welcome. I'm so happy you are here. This is part 3 of the Quantum Shift live coaching series. And today we are going to be talking all about clearing out those negative blocks that are holding you back from receiving the money and abundance that you deserve. So come on in, bring your journal, bring an open mind, stay until the end of this session because we're going to be moving through a series of exercises and some pre-work to help you discover where you are currently at when it comes to your beliefs and the thoughts and the emotions that you hold around money. And at the very end, we are going to do one of my favorite NLP techniques called emotional freedom technique, otherwise known as tapping, which basically works with specific meridian points on your body to clear negative energy, restore your body's natural energetic balance, and really elevate your frequency. And specifically, this is going to be around any negative emotions and thoughts and beliefs that you're holding about money, but truly EFT and tapping can be used for clearing any kind of negative emotion and restoring the natural balance to your body's energetic system. So it's something you can tangibly take away and implement today, which is why I'm so excited to share with you. So as you are coming in, say hello, drop into the comments, let me know who you are, where you are tuning in from, and what you've gotten out of this series so far and what you're most excited to learn specifically today in this session. Since we're talking about opening yourself up to receive more money and abundance, I want to start off by talking to you about money as energy, as essence. It is that at its essence, just energy, right? Money is completely neutral. It's a neutral energy that is meant to be exchanged based on value. That is simply all it is, right? Everything. I'm going to talk about this a little later on in a couple of minutes for this session, but for right now, I want you to know that everything, we lived in a neutral, subjective reality. We apply meaning to everything. So chances are, whether you're aware of it consciously right now or not, you have given money a meaning. You have given money and your ability to give it, your ability to invest it, to receive it, to save it, to do all of the things you want to do with it, a meaning. And like I said, whether you're consciously aware of it or not, you hold that within your subconscious mind, okay? And what I want you to know and be open to is that money is good. Money is good. The work that you are doing is so valuable and so needed, and money is what's going to allow you to continue to do that on a greater scale. I like to use this one specific woman as a reference whenever my clients come to me, because so many of you are in the quote unquote spiritual space where you are a practitioner of some sorts, perhaps a Reiki practitioner or an energetic healer. You're a consultant or a strategist or you're a coach. My point is, you are working in service of others to help them transform some area of their life or their business, yet so many of you, thanks to society, our cultures, the people we grow up around, and all of these little boxes that all of these people and things try to put us into so early on in life, have you believe that you cannot be both and, meaning you cannot be spiritual and abundant. You cannot be in service to others and get paid abundantly for it. Where the truth is, and here's where I want you to open your mind, is the more money you make, the more you can help people, the more you can do your work on a greater scale. It's a cyclical effect, right? The more money you make, the more people you can help. And the more people you help, the more money you can make. And so on and so forth. Here's the tangible example I want to give to you on this. Oprah. Oprah right? Money is not the root of all evil. Money is being printed in trillions every single day. Interest is not even like a real thing, right? There's no way that any of our countries are going to be able to pay back any of the debts that they're in, that they owe because of interest. So money isn't even like a real tangible thing, especially now in the digital age, right? It's just energy, and it's good energy, right? When you think of Oprah, you don't think, oh, she's rich and she's so powerful because she's evil, right? You don't think she's filthy rich. Like, she did all of that work and she ripped people off and she scammed them and she made them believe something completely false in order to get ahead in life. You don't think that when you think about Oprah. At least I hope not, really, because Oprah is the queen of impact. Oprah is the queen of helping people, right? And she was able to get there, get to her financial status because she's made such a big impact on the world, right? She's building schools, she's giving back to charity, she's transformed so many lives. And that is why she is the wealthiest, if not, like, she's one of the wealthiest, if not the wealthiest woman in the world. So I want you to open your mind to start seeing money as neutral. It's a neutral energy. It's meant to be exchanged based on value. And instead of saying, I can't afford it, or thinking that it's a negative resource, I want you to think about how you can begin adding more value. So you, again, raise your frequency and open yourself up to receive more and more money and abundance. So we're going to get into some practical exercises and some tools and techniques to help you go about doing that. I just had to get up on my soapbox for a second and share the truth about money. I think as women, a lot of the times we are, again, programmed to believe that, we're not worthy of money. We can't, XYZ with money. I've heard it all, trust me. And I myself have lived through and carried so many negative beliefs about money, and I've done this work, and I'll continue to do this work, and it's now a part of my mission to help you do this work effectively, because, as I said, the more empowered you are to get out there and be of service to people, to add value to people's lives, the more money you are going to make. And it's my belief that the more conscious, wealthy women we have in this world, the bigger impact we're going to make, the more change we're going to make. And that's truly what I believe needs to happen in our society. So that's what I want to help you do. Hello, everybody joining on both Facebook and Instagram. Leanna, yes, love this. Have to say for the replay. Yes, please do come back. Hi, Rach. It's so good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I want you to pull out your journal. If you don't have a journal, that's a-okay. Just get something that you can write on. If you're on your computer, open up another tab. Get ready to take some notes, because I am going to share my all-time favorite journal prompts to help you really figure out where you are now with your relationship, your thoughts, your feelings, and emotions around money, and your ability to generate as much of it as you want, to receive as much of it as you want, because you really need to qualify your benchmark for where you are now if you're going to figure out where you want to be and identify that gap, so you can collapse time and really quantum shift your relationship with money and abundance. So like I said, grab a notebook, grab your journal. I'm going to list these journal prompts out for you. I do, as you know, talk kind of fast. I tend to move at a mile a minute. So if you need to go back, this will be available on replay. And I am happy to answer any questions that you have. Just drop into the comments. Again, I want this to be interactive. I want this to be a two-way communication between us. So let's dive into this. Journal prompt number 1. How does the word money make you feel? How does the word money make you feel? Okay. Second, what is your current relationship with money. And I don't only mean the tangible things that you can see, like the balance in your bank account, your credit card statement, or your PayPal account. How do you feel about people who are rich? Whoa, right? This is a heavy one. I used to be heavily triggered by people who are rich and wealthy. I know and love Amanda Francis now. I love all of her content. I love everything she's doing. I so believe in the work that she's doing in this world. But when I first came across her, I was heavily triggered by her. She talked about earning $45,000 in sales from a live video that she shared eating a cheeseburger in bed. She flaunted her Chanel and her Louis Vuitton everything. She's going on all of these exotic trips, traveling the world, and it triggered me because I hadn't yet begun this work. I hadn't begun healing my relationship with money. I hadn't begun exploring the blocks that I was carrying around in my subconscious mind about money. And so when I saw her, I was triggered. But what that told me was, A, I've got some work to do around wealth and abundance and money. And B, it's triggering me for a reason, and that reason is likely because I want some or all of what she's got going on, right? Who wouldn't love to earn $45,000 in sales from a live stream in bed? I know I would, right? It's completely natural, and it's so important to be aware of your triggers and be aware of what sets you off emotionally, because chances are there's work to do there, and it's something that you desire to one degree or another. So when I would have answered this question, it would have been dirty. When I think about people who are rich, it would have been, oh, they're sleazy, they're scamming people, like they're lying, no one shares the truth online. Like I would have just gone down this rabbit hole. So this is a very self-reflective question, one that I believe everybody should answer. And that's why I've included in this list of journal prompts, how do you feel about people who are rich? Okay, next journal prompt is think about becoming rich yourself. What do you think the people around you would say, think, and feel? This is a big one, right? Because so many of us hold ourselves back from putting ourselves out there, from being of service, from providing the value that needs to be provided in exchange to receive more money in abundance, because we're held back by what so-and-so is going to think. Or is she going to think that I'm copying her? Is she going to think that what I'm saying is a lie? Is, my mom or my partner going to think that the work I'm doing is ridiculous? All of these things come up naturally when you are doing something bigger on a greater scale and putting yourself out there. So I want you to know, think about becoming rich. Allow yourself to feel all of that. See it, feel it, hear it, get into the feeling of already having the wealth and abundance you desire. And then ask yourself what you think the people around you will say, think, and feel. Will they be happy? Will they be judgmental? I don't know. This is your journal prompt to explore, and it's going to give you the benchmark for the kind of work that you need to do around this, the work that I'm going to help you with. So make sure you stick around until the end of this session. Next is, how did your parents talk about money? And what did you learn from that? So many of us, if not all of us, are programmed on a subconscious level from the ages of 1 to about 7 to 9, right? And we're carrying this programming around with us well into our adulthood without oftentimes realizing how it's having an impact on us. And I know, for instance, in my home, when I was growing up and I was those ages 1 to 7, money was a very tense subject. Money was only ever discussed when there was a bill due, when there was something wrong with an incoming balance statement. There was always tension and an argument and negative energy around money. There was never, a celebration around money. There was never even really a discussion of it beyond the negative aspects, meaning like my parents never even took the time to sit down and talk to me about how to manage money properly, right? It was just sort of this dirty, dark little secret that nobody talked about, and they were comfortable. I'm sure there was a lot going on behind the scenes that I was unaware of, but You are perceptive, and because we're energetic beings, so much of our communication, in fact 97% of our communication, is energetic. It's nonverbal. Only a small portion, that 3%, is verbal. And so as a child, you could walk into the room and your parents didn't necessarily have to be fighting about money, but you could feel it. You could feel that tension there, right? And this really sets the precedence for so many of us, again, especially as women, to develop these feelings and emotions and thoughts and beliefs around money. So for me, for a really long time, I believed and I felt so strongly that I couldn't talk about money without it being uncomfortable. Money was always scarce, and you had to work really, really, really hard for any kind of money you want. And that was just the money to make sure that you were comfortable. It wasn't by any means a sense of abundance. There was no sense of overflow. It was really grinding just to make ends meet. And I carried those beliefs around for a long time, which, again, full circle, is why I was so triggered when I got really into building my business. And of course, you seek out mentors online, one of them being Amanda Francis. And I was like, whoa, you're telling me that making $45,000 is as easy as showing up energetically and sharing value from bed while you ate a burger? Girl, what are you saying? But it's the truth, right? And that's, again, all the work that she's doing, all the work that I'm committed to doing. And since then, I've shifted it. And that's why I want to do this for you. I want to shift this for you. So how did your parents talk about money? And what did you learn from that? Now I want you to name a money hang-up or fear. Just put it out there. I don't care how scary it feels. Get it out there. Put your hand to the paper. Type it out on your keyboard. Name a money hang-up or fear that you have. Now look at it, read it, feel into it. Is it actually true or something you've chosen to believe? Because there's a big difference between the two, okay? Next is, how do you measure your worth? And a quick sidebar soapbox conversation on this. Your worth as a soul having a human experience on this physical plane is limitless. Your worth is limitless. It cannot be tied to anything, especially a monetary value. Okay, so when you are charging for your packages as a coach, a consultant, a strategist, a practitioner, where you are trading that time for money, that's all you're doing, is trading that time for money. You're not trading your worth as a human being. Okay, so if you are charging $5,000 for your coaching package, that does not mean that you as a coach are worth $5,000. It means the value that you have included in your program and the transformation that you are going to help your client facilitate is worth $5,000, not your worth as a human being. Okay, so knowing that now, how do you measure your worth? Have you been measuring your worth in relationship to money, or have you not? How else do you measure your worth? Okay. Next is, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to making more money? What's your biggest challenge? What's your biggest roadblock when it comes to making more money? And finally, what would you spend your money on if you had more of it? Okay. That is your pre-work. I want you to think of your higher self, the all-knowing part of you, your inner guidance, the woman who has already accomplished all the amazing things that you want to accomplish in this lifetime. Do these beliefs support her and those accomplishments? Do they? Be radically honest with yourself. This is the safest space to be radically honest with yourself. So when you look through the pre-work that you've done, those journal prompts, do those beliefs, the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you currently hold about money and abundance, support the beliefs and accomplishments of the woman you're becoming? The woman you're meant to be, the woman who is, has, and does everything that you desire. Ask yourself. Once you've asked yourself that, and it's okay if the answer is no, chances are the answer is going to be no, that the current beliefs you're holding, the thoughts, feelings, and emotions you currently hold do not support the woman that you are becoming, the woman who is abundant, who earns, spends, invests, and saves money with ease. Now it's time to ask yourself, what needs to occur? What needs to shift? And what do I need to believe in order to align with my highest self so I can earn abundantly and achieve and receive everything I desire? Stick around, because in just a few minutes, we are going to do one of my favorite NLP techniques, EFT, or tapping, as it's otherwise known as, and it's going to restore your natural energetic balance, because chances are through this pre-work, some negative emotions have come up, and what happens is when negative emotions get stored in the body, that's what creates those physical blocks within us. And how that relates to our ability to receive abundantly is we simply can't, because we've got those negative emotions and those negative beliefs stuck within us. And so what EFT, emotional freedom technique, and tapping does is it rids your body of those negative emotions. It moves that energy around and out and restores your body's natural energetic balance so you can move forward and really get into the energy of the woman who already is, has, and does everything you desire. She's earning, saving, spending, and investing abundantly, okay? Excuse me. All right. So when it comes to identifying what you want, now that you've done this work and you're identifying the kind of thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs that you want to hold around money, the beliefs that your highest self holds, because your highest self is the all-knowing part of you, already is, has, and does everything you desire, and all of the answers you need about the beliefs, the thoughts, the feelings, and emotions that you want to hold are already within you right now. It's up to you to really get quiet and tune into that now that you've done this pre-work. But the most important thing is when you're identifying what you want, you must make it specific, because as we learned in session 1, your subconscious mind needs specifics in order to support you, okay? So instead of saying, I want more money, okay? Of course you want more money. We all want more money, right? What's the specific amount? What is the specific amount? And is that a monthly amount? Like, do you want to make $10,000 a month? Or do you want to make $10,000 by the end of this year? There's a big difference there, right? So get very, very specific. Otherwise, your subconscious mind isn't going to be able to support you through this process, because it doesn't work on ambiguity. And so when you understand and identify the specific amount that you want to receive, then you need to ask yourself, okay, when do I want this by? When do I want this by? And what will I see, hear, and feel when I have it? Give yourself a clear picture to paint in your mind's eye, whether you've got to close your eyes and think about it or not. What will you see, hear, and feel when you have achieved that consistent goal of $10,000 per month from your business? And again, allow yourself to feel into that, right? Because when you generate thought fueled by emotion, that is how you collapse time and quantum shift. The longer and stronger you can hold yourself in the emotion of already having the money that you desire, the faster it's going to manifest itself in your physical reality. Okay, so again, I can't say this enough. Make sure you're identifying exactly what you want specifically and getting into the emotion by identifying what you will see, hear, and feel when you have it. So your subconscious mind knows, okay, this is how we know our work is done. Otherwise, it can't go to work to support you, okay? Now, chances are through this free work, what am I saying? Through this pre-work, some negative thoughts, emotions, and beliefs have come up for you. Again, completely normal. That's what this work is to do. That's the purpose of this, is to unearth these negative beliefs, to shine a light on these shadows so you can expose them and heal them. So What's really important is that you don't just leave those negative thoughts, feelings, and emotions out there, hanging out there to dry, right? We want to do the work with them. And one of the most powerful ways to go through this process of exposing those negative beliefs, shining a light on them so you can heal them, other than EFT, which we're going to do in a couple of minutes, is reframing. And again, as I mentioned, we live in a subjective reality. All of the things and events in the world around us have no meaning. The meaning that they get is the meaning that we attach to them, which means we can change the meaning of anything, any event, any experience, anything at the subconscious level using a technique like reframing. And the purpose of reframing is to separate intention from behavior, which oftentimes causes any kind of obstacle, problem, or objection that surrounds a negative belief to melt away. And I like to think of it in this way. It's a really great metaphor that takes all of that lingo and simplifies it. And the way I explain reframing through this metaphor is, imagine yourself in a totally dark room. It's completely blacked out. And you have a flashlight, okay? And that flashlight is focal. It's focusing in one direction. It's focusing on one thing, right? You have the power to move that flashlight around and focus on different things. What happens when we get stuck in a cycle of feeling negative emotions and experiencing our negative beliefs without doing this work, without reframing them, without moving that energy out and restoring our natural energetic balance, is we only remain focused on that one possible reality, when in fact, as we just learned, if everything is subjective, has no meaning, all alternate realities are possible, right? And there's 1,000,001 alternate realities happening around you at any given moment during any given experience. And so if you are there with your flashlight focusing on one thing, like a negative emotion, like a negative belief, that's all you're going to know. But if you take it and use your power to shift your focus, this would be reframing, you have the power to shine your light on a new positive alternate reality, because that's just as possible as the reality that you're experiencing. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's give a couple examples of reframes that could come up for you during this process. So a lot of people, especially if you are just more in the beginning stages of your business, say that I don't have enough money to invest in a coach to help me build my business. A reframe for this would be, if your car broke down today, like right now, wouldn't you do anything to fix it? Wouldn't you find the money to fix it? Chances are you would, because you know you need it. So how is using the money to fix your car any different from using it to transform your life and your business and get the support that you know you need, just like you know you need your car to support you, right? That's a shift. That's a reframe. A lot of people also say, I'm so bad with money. Maybe you discovered that through the journal prompts and the pre-work that we just went over together. You say, I'm so bad with money. A reframe for that would be, money is just neutral energy, and I'm aligning with it more and more every day. Meaning you are becoming more neutral in energy, more adaptive in energy, so you can connect yourself energetically with the level of income that you want to receive. Make sense? Okay. So now my favorite part, you've made it this far, you've made it this far in this session. I'm so happy and grateful, and you should be too, because now we are going to clear these blocks and this resistance that you may be feeling around money and your ability to earn, spend, invest, and save it and receive it abundantly using emotional freedom technique, as I said, otherwise known as tapping. And I want to just clarify with you, that EFT is loosely based on acupuncture and TFT, so it uses specific meridian points on your body physiologically to move that negative energy, to clear it out without the invasion of something like acupuncture. You're just using your own fingers to restore your body's natural energetic system. And I think about it this way. Your subconscious mind is like a computer. It's like a computer running your body, and your body is a robot, okay? And your body, the robot, is only ever listening and receiving commands from your subconscious mind. Now, the problem with negative emotions and beliefs and thoughts is they act like a screwdriver to the subconscious mind, aka the computer. So if you were to take a screwdriver and insert it into all of the circuit boards and everything running through the computer, aka your mind, what's going to happen? You're going to disrupt the flow of energy, and the computer's just going to shut down, meaning you're causing a whole world of problems in the robot, the body. Does this make sense? Let me know in the comments if this makes sense. I'm all about metaphors. I think it just makes it so tangible. And so that's what happens. The screwdriver is negative emotions. And so when you disrupt the natural flow of your subconscious mind's energetic circuit, it creates a disruption in your entire body. This is why when you're feeling really, really down and really, really low, you create almost like one bad day that turns into another bad day and another bad day, and maybe you even get sick after that, right? It's all because you have disrupted the natural flow of energy within your body. And so again, with EFT, we are restoring the natural balance to our body's energetic system. So now what I want to do with you is go through this process, go through this exercise. Okay. So what we do before we even get started is we rate the negative emotion that you are feeling. And chances are, around money, a lot of people feel fear. A lot of people feel doubt. A lot of people feel uncertainty. As I mentioned off the top of this session, you can use EFT for any negative emotion, clearing any negative emotion to restore that balance. So for today, let's just focus on the fear and the doubt, because again, that's what I find oftentimes comes up for people. They doubt themselves and their ability to earn abundantly. They doubt that anyone would want to pay them, so on and so forth. They fear their current money situation. So let's focus on that. I'm just going to take a sip of water. Something I recommend you do too, again, because through this exercise, you're going to be moving a lot of energy. Hydration is always important, but important in an exercise like this. I also want you to know that a release of negative emotions can happen in a couple of ways. You could begin crying. There's actual hormones, negative hormones in our tears that get released when we cry. So if that happens, do not feel shame, do not be embarrassed, do not beat yourself up. You should never beat yourself up for a release of emotions through crying, because that is your body ridding itself of that. And if you suppress it, if you hold it in, again, it's stuck in your body, and you're just going to create more disruption. And that's not going to allow you to get from where you are now to where you want to be, right? So take a sip of water. Make sure you're comfortable. This is a safe space, and this is a safe exercise and a safe technique. And so what you want to do, first things first, another thing I should mention, sorry, is I was talking about the release of negative emotions. You actually may also yawn a lot, because yawning is also a release as well, and it's restorative as well. So again, if you find yourself like, oh my God, why am I yawning? Or even if you feel tired after this technique, all totally normal. If you feel super jazzed and energized, also totally normal, because you will have just moved so much negative energy out. So off my soapbox, here we go. Now that you're comfortable, the first thing we do is we rate the negative emotion you're feeling on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being you don't feel it at all, it's not present, 10 being it's the worst you've ever felt. And so when we're talking about fear and self-doubt, you are feeling crippling anxiety about your money at a 10. You are feeling so much fear, you're probably having a visceral reaction to it, whether that be a racing heart, tightness in your chest, tightness in your throat, headache, you're feeling some kind of physical pain even, that's a 10. 0 is not feeling it at all. You are fully confident, you are completely neutral when it comes to your feelings, your thoughts, and emotions around money. So rate that for yourself right now. Are you at like a 5 after doing that pre-work? Are you at a 6? Are you at a 3? Like, where are you at? Write that down, because we're going to keep checking in with that. The goal of EFT, as I said, is to clear this negative emotion, the fear and the doubt, and restore the natural energetic balance. So by the end of these rounds, you can do as many rounds as you need. I'll probably do about 2 today, because generally 1 to 2 rounds is all it takes. But if you find that after 2 rounds, you're still rating that negative emotion on a high point on the scale, you may need subsequent rounds. And the goal with EFT is practice and persistence. Like, this is something I do every single day to maintain my energy. Even if I'm just sitting at my computer and for some reason I start feeling anxious all of a sudden, I'm tapping, I'm moving that energy. And it's something I encourage you to do too, because this work of completely shifting your relationship with money and abundance and creating that quantum shift for yourself is not a one-time thing, right? This isn't a one and done process. This is an everyday commitment. And that's why I love this technique so much, because it is so powerful, and it's something that's so easy to do every single day as a part of like your morning routine, or before you go to bed, or when you're journaling. It's so easy to integrate, which is why I'm excited to show you. So now that you have rated this negative emotion, the fear and the doubt that you're feeling around money and abundance, what we are going to do is set up our first round of EFT tapping. Okay, I want you to hold your hand up, because we are going to be tapping on this meaty part of the outside of your hand, the karate chop point. So hold your hand as if you were to karate chop something. And we're going to start by tapping on here and really getting into the negative emotion that you have just rated. In this case, it's going to be fear and doubt, okay? And as I go through this setup, just repeat after me to yourself wherever you are, okay? Even though I have this fear, I deeply love and accept myself. And you want to be tapping, just as a side note, with the same amount of force that you would use to like tap someone on the shoulder if they were like in your way at a concert or something. You know what I mean? You don't want to be like going hard and causing any bruising, because we are going to be going around your face. But again, you want to make sure that you are connecting with that meridian point on your body in order to effectively move this negative energy, okay? So again, even though I have this fear, I deeply love and completely accept myself. Even though I have this doubt, I deeply love and completely accept myself. Even though I have this fear, I deeply love and completely accept myself. Even though I have this doubt, I deeply love and completely accept myself. Even though I feel afraid, I deeply love and completely accept myself. Even though I'm full of doubt, I deeply love and completely accept myself. So that's the setup, the first part of this sort of recipe. And you want to make sure that by the time you are doing that, you are done doing that, you are in that emotion. Like right now, I even have some like tightness in my chest just from allowing myself to get into any kind of like fear or doubt-based emotion, okay? I'm here with you, we're doing this work, it's going to be powerful. Now what we're going to do is go through the first sequence, which again is moving that negative energy around. And then we are going to go through a final sequence of going through positive suggestions that help restore your body's natural energetic balance. Here we go. I'm going to tell you the points that we're going to be touching so you can easily follow along with me and I don't have to stop while we're doing this to explain. The first point we are going to tap, you can use one hand. I like to use two. I just find that it's more powerful, it's more effective. So the first spot we are going to be tapping is the top of our head. Each spot we're going to be tapping about 7 to 10 times. Again, of really just tapping in and moving that negative energy around and also installing that new positive suggestion when we go through the second sequence. So the first spot is here. Then we're going to move here. Then we're going to move here. Then here. Then here. 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 Just under your collarbone. Here. Just under your arm, like right beside your breast, and then here on your wrists, and that's it, okay? And then we'll just keep going back, top to bottom, top to bottom. And we're going to do this first, as I said, going through the negative emotions, moving this negative energy around, and then we will go into the positive suggestions. Okay, you guys can do this. I believe in you so much. You're going to feel amazing after this. And remember, any kind of reaction when you're moving negative energy around is completely normal, and you are going to feel so restored and regenerated after, okay? Here we go. Thinking about money completely stresses me out. I worry that there's never enough money for me. If an unexpected bill or expense came up, I don't know how I would pay it. Making money feels so hard, so I can't possibly imagine making more. I feel or think negatively of people who have a lot of money. It makes me jealous and uncomfortable. Sometimes I feel like I'm not worthy of making money, and that scares me. Every time I log into my bank account, I get anxiety because it doesn't look the way I want it to. I feel stuck, like I'm trapped under a mountain of debt. I feel stressed and sad because I want to do so many things, but I need money to do them, and there's never enough. I look around at people who are making money and they're making it easily, and it makes me feel inadequate, like I'm not smart or I'm missing something. I worry that there's never enough money at the end of every single month for bills and the things that I want to do. So thinking about money, talking about money, and interacting with money completely stresses me out. If something bad were to happen that would cause me to need to pay more money for something, if my car were to break down, if something were to happen with my home, if an unexpected bill came up, I don't know how I would pay for it. And that scares me. Making money feels so hard. I don't know how I can possibly work harder to make more money. I tend to feel negatively when I think or see people who are rich. Every time I log into my bank account, I get stressed and anxiety because there's never enough. I feel stuck and trapped in my situation, and I don't know how I'll ever get out of debt. I feel sad because I want to do so many amazing things, but they all require money. and there's never enough money. I want money to be easy. I want to make more money, but I don't know how. And sometimes that makes me feel like I'm missing something. Like everyone else has something figured out that I don't. But even though I have this fear and this doubt, I completely love and deeply accept myself. Okay. Ooh. Chances are you're feeling a little heavy, right? We're moving a lot of negative energy around right now. So without spending too much time here, let's get into some positive suggestions. We're going to do a subsequent round here and tap through some positive suggestions to restore your body's natural energetic balance, okay? Same spots, same meridian points on your body, except we're going to feel lighter. We're going to move this. We're going to clear these blocks. Again, patience, persistence, and practice. Take this with you every day, okay? My life is filled with harmony and happiness. Life continues to issue good fortune and wealth my way, and I feel energetic and excited. I have a mindset of wealth and abundance. I can achieve anything that I want to, and I feel so powerful and unstoppable. Abundance is my natural state. I see abundance everywhere I look, and I know that life will always be this way for me. I feel at ease and proud about all that I've done with money and all that I will continue to do with money. I am a people and money magnet. Good people and huge fortune are attracted to me every single day, and I feel powerful and smart. Money flows to me easily, frequently, and abundantly. I feel gifted and unstoppable. Prosperity is mine, and I deserve it, and I expect it. I feel gifted and deserving of my good fortune and wealth. I always pay my bills on time and in full, and there is always more than enough money left over at the end of the day. My life is filled with harmony and happiness. Life continues to issue good fortune and wealth my way, and I feel so energetic and excited about all of the opportunities I've received and all of the opportunities I know I will receive. I have a mindset of wealth and abundance. I can achieve anything that I want, and I feel so powerful and unstoppable. Abundance is my natural state. I see abundance everywhere I look, and I know that life will always be this way for me. I feel at ease and proud. I get excited when I see other people succeeding and earning more and more wealth and abundance, because that means it's possible for me too. It is only a sign of all that I am capable of achieving too. I am a people and money magnet. Good people and huge fortune are attracted to me every single day, and I feel powerful and smart. Money flows to me easily, frequently, and abundantly, and I feel so gifted and unstoppable. Prosperity is mine, and I deserve it. In fact, I expect it. I feel gifted and deserving of my good fortune and prosperity. Ooh, you guys, I feel so good after doing that. Tell me how you feel now that you've done those rounds Let me know in the comments. Of course, as I said, now it's time to rate that emotion again. Now that you've done these rounds of tapping, how is that negative emotion different now? Is it maybe more of like a 1 or a 0? Maybe it's not there anymore. Maybe you went from like an 8 to a 2, right? It's so powerful, and it's using all of the power within you. That's how powerful you are as an energetic being, to completely shift the negative energy that you may have been experiencing around wealth and abundance to now feeling light and restored and positive about your ability to earn, spend, invest, and save abundantly. Remember, money is just neutral. It is just energy. You can align with the frequency of whatever income you wish to receive, whatever abundance goal you wish to receive. It is all completely available to you. And I hope that this session together helped you realize that and empowered you to take action in new ways, to believe in new ways, because as I said, your work is so valuable and so needed. There are millions of people out there in the world right now. So now is not the time to give up. Now is the time to reframe those negative beliefs. Go through the pre-work, get into the emotions, and then clear them. Practice EFT every single day. It has been such a cornerstone of my story in transforming the way that I believe, think, and feel around money. It's a tool that I use to turn my yearly income into my monthly income in the last year. And I know that you have all of that power within you to do that right now as well. And I can't wait to watch what you do with this. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here, for joining me today. This has been an absolute honor and a pleasure. I love this live coaching series. I love you guys so much. I'm sending you so much love, so much positive energy. Make sure you turn on my post notifications so you know when I'm live again for the next installment of this series. Send me a message. Let me know if this has been helpful for you, and share this with an accountability partner. Get somebody else in on this experience with you so you can raise your conscious vibration, raise yourselves together, right? Alone, we may be able to go fast, but together we can go so much farther, and that's what I want to help empower you to do. So thank you for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I will see you guys next week. Okay? Bye-bye.